Car dealerships in 2026 are quietly hiding a multi-million-dollar inventory nightmare. Right now, thousands of factory-fresh vehicles are sitting behind showroom lots, gathering dust under fading delivery plastic. Dealerships are bleeding massive interest payments every single day these unsold units occupy space. But while uninformed buyers keep paying full sticker price for mainstream models, smart consumers are taking advantage of this massive market stall. Because behind those dealer gates sit the 7 brand new cars nobody wants in 2026. And as we speak, these are rotting on lots across the entire country. We are talking about brand new vehicles with a market day supply so catastrophic that one model on this list would take dealers nearly 4 full years just to clear current stock. But buying into these massive dealer markdowns blindly is a financial trap. Along with exposing the worst inventory bottlenecks in the industry, I am revealing the exact structural defects, bloated pricing strategies, and hidden software disasters that made the public reject these vehicles in the first place. First, why this is secretly your advantage. Before the list, understand the trap the dealer is caught in, because it is the whole reason you win. Dealers do not own most of the cars on their lot. They borrow money to stock them, a system called floor plan financing, and they pay interest on every unsold unit every single day. That is why the industry lives and dies by a 90-day clock. A car is supposed to be gone within roughly 3 months, and after that, the profit quietly rots away in interest and lot space. Insiders describe cars that have languished not for 90 days, but for 700 and 800. Brand new vehicles nobody wanted, now a pure liability on the books. And when a car sits that long, the dealer also loses the chance to make money the way they usually do, in the financing and add-ons at signing, because by then they are just desperate to make it disappear. The longer it sits, the more it costs them, and the weaker their hand becomes. So when a model shows a market day supply in the hundreds, the dealer is not proud of it. They are trapped by it. And a trapped seller is the single best negotiating position a buyer can ever walk into, whether you are shopping a $30,000 SUV or a $60,000 EV. Keep that in mind as we go, because every car on this list is a lever you can pull. Notice one more thing as we go. The list climbs from cheap to staggeringly expensive, and the rot only gets worse the higher you go. Now, the everyman SUV almost nobody is choosing. The Mitsubishi Outlander. We start general on purpose, with a car plenty of you have probably cross-shopped. The family 3-row SUV that looks like a bargain, and quietly is not. On paper, the Outlander is tempting. It starts under $31,000, seats 7, and loads up with a big touchscreen and a Yamaha stereo. But the moment you add the features people actually want, the price climbs past $40,000, and the average one selling today is going for around $37,000. At that number, shoppers look up and realize a Toyota Highlander Hybrid or a Kia Telluride, cars with better reputations, better resale, and bigger followings, is sitting right there for similar money, and they walk without a second thought. That is why the Outlander carries a market day supply north of 370 days, well over a year of stock sitting still, an eternity in a business built on a 90-day clock. It is not a bad vehicle. It is a mispriced one, stranded between cheap and good. Mitsubishi is a small player fighting giants, so the brand leans on that low headline price to get attention. But the version people actually configure lands in Highlander and Telluride territory, where the competition is simply better known and better regarded. That is a losing fight, and the lots show it. The good news is that a manufacturer this hungry on a model this slow is exactly the combination that produces real incentives. That gap between what it asks and what it is worth is the room you have to negotiate. The Ford Mustang Mach-E. Next, a car that should be a slam dunk and somehow is not. Ford's electric Mustang. The Mach-E actually outsells the gas Mustang Coupe, and it is now essentially Ford's last pure electric passenger vehicle standing. Yet the newest ones are sitting for around 550 days. The reasons are not mysterious once you drive one and shop it honestly. It is priced high for what it is, climbing from the high 30s into the high 50s as you move up the range. The base interior feels sparse and cost-cut next to newer rivals, and a Hyundai Ioniq 5 undercuts it on price while feeling richer inside and offering competitive range. A shopper cross-shopping EVs simply finds more car for the money elsewhere. So a genuinely quick, good-looking electric SUV ends up marooned on the lot. and Ford and its dealers are increasingly willing to deal. It is a strange fate for a car Ford genuinely got right in a lot of ways. It is quick, it looks sharp, and it drives well. But the EV buyer of 2026 is spoiled for choice and ruthless about value. And when a rival hands you more range and a nicer cabin for less money, badge loyalty only goes so far. There is also a broader chill on electric vehicles working against it. The early adopter rush has cooled, and mainstream buyers have turned cautious about range, charging, and resale, which hits every EV on a dealer lot. So the Mach-E lingers, and the incentives keep climbing to move it. If you actually want one, the slow sales are the opening, not the warning. The pattern is starting to show itself, and it gets sharper from here. The Jeep Wrangler, two-door. Now one that stings, because the Wrangler has a genuine cult behind it, but the two-door version is the one gathering dust. Here is the quiet absurdity. The four-door Wrangler costs only a couple thousand more, carries far more people and cargo, and in some cases, actually leases for less per month than the two-door. So the buyer who wants the Jeep lifestyle looks at the math, shrugs, and takes the four-door every time. The little two-door, the purest, most iconic shape in the entire Jeep catalog, the silhouette the whole brand is built on, becomes the odd one out on the lot, passed over by the very people who love the way it looks. It is a rare case of a beloved vehicle being ignored not because it is bad, but because its own bigger brother makes more sense. It is worth being honest here, because this one is different from the rest of the list. The Wrangler overall is still a strong seller, so a dealer will not simply hand it away. But within the lineup, the two-door is the version quietly clogging the lot, and that imbalance is leverage a patient buyer can use. If your heart is set on the classic short-wheelbase Jeep, this is precisely where a dealer has room to move, because it moves slower than everything parked next to it. From here, we leave the mainstream, and things get expensive fast. The Volkswagen ID.4. This is where a slow seller becomes a genuine warning sign, because Volkswagen is walking away from it. The ID.4 was meant to be VW's mainstream electric SUV, and it starts at a reasonable $45,000. The problem is that it is widely considered a dull, forgettable EV in a field that has raced past it, and the market has responded brutally. Its day supply sits around 1,295 days. That is not weeks or months. That is more than 3 years of unsold stock at the rate it is actually moving. An almost unimaginable figure for what was supposed to be a mainstream, affordable EV. And VW is now reportedly ending US production of it, with talk of replacing it with a pickup instead. Read what that combination means for a buyer. A discontinued model with a mountain of inventory is a dealer's nightmare and a shopper's leverage jackpot. Nobody wants leftover stock of a car the maker just killed. There is a lesson buried in the ID.4 that applies to every EV on this list. The electric market moved faster than almost anyone expected, and a car that felt competitive when it launched can feel a generation behind just a couple of years later. The ID.4 did not get worse. The world around it got better, cheaper, and more interesting, and it was left behind. If the ID.4 still fits your life, that abandonment is your leverage. It may be one of the softest sellers in the entire market right now, and a dealer sitting on a discontinued EV has every reason to say yes. Now the badges get fancier, and the numbers get worse. The Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Climb into luxury, and you meet the beautiful gamble almost nobody is taking. The Italian SUV wearing the wrong badge in the wrong crowd. The Stelvio is genuinely appealing. A striking mid-size luxury SUV, roughly $49,000 to start, with a punchy 280 horsepower and real character. But it lives in the most ruthless segment on Earth, fighting the BMW X5 and Audi Q5, and buyers with that money overwhelmingly default to the German 3. Add Alfa Romeo's shaky reliability reputation and thinner dealer network, and hesitant shoppers simply default to the safer, more familiar badge and never look back. The result is a market day supply past 420 days, with a companion model, the Giulia sedan, sitting even longer at well over 470. This is the story of a good car losing to perception, not to substance. The maddening part is that the Stelvio does the emotional things a luxury SUV should. It looks distinctive, it sounds good, it drives with genuine personality, and yet the segment rewards safety and resale over character every single time. Buyers spending $50,000 tend to protect that money with a badge everyone respects. And Alpha is not yet that badge. For a buyer brave enough to want something with actual soul in a sea of interchangeable German SUVs, the slow sales translate directly into leverage the German brands will never give you, plus the quiet thrill of driving the one nobody else on the street chose, the Audi SQ5. Then there is the freshly redesigned performance SUV that the luxury crowd is somehow ignoring. The SQ5 is the hot version of Audi's compact luxury SUV, packing a 362 horsepower turbo V6, and it starts around $65,000, though optioned-up examples average into the mid-70s. It should be an easy sell to the badge-loyal Audi crowd. Instead, it is sitting for well over 600 days, drifting on lots while its direct rivals from BMW and Mercedes move at a normal pace, which tells you the problem is specific to this car and this moment, not the segment as a whole. Some of that is simply that it is brand new to the market and demand has not caught up, but the effect on the ground is the same. A premium, genuinely quick SUV that is not leaving as fast as Audi hoped. There is nuance worth respecting here, because a fresh model often looks slow simply because the first big shipment landed before the buyers did. But whatever the cause, the practical reality on the lot does not change. These are sitting, and Audi dealers stock a lot of expensive metal that all costs money to hold. A slow-moving, recently launched performance car is a quiet opportunity. The dealer wants the newest inventory turning over, and a car that lingers past its welcome is a car they will bargain on rather than watch collect dust. Which brings us to the single most stranded new car on this entire list, the Polestar 4. We finish with the car that turns this whole idea up to its most extreme. An electric luxury coupe SUV that, at its current sales pace, would take dealers about 4 years to sell out. The Polestar 4 is genuinely interesting on its own merits. A sleek, roughly $60,000 electric fastback, so unusual that it deletes the rear window entirely and replaces it with a roof-mounted camera feeding a screen where your mirror used to be. It is clever, it is well built, and by most accounts, it is a genuinely good car to drive. But here is the problem. Almost nobody knows what a Polestar even is. The brand has a fraction of the recognition of the giants it is priced against. Deliveries only began at the very tail end of 2025, and in one recent stretch, a mere 16 of them found buyers across the entire country in a month and a half. 16! For context, popular models sell that many before lunch at a single busy dealership. That is how you end up with a market day supply near 1,468 days, roughly 4 years of standing inventory, the most staggering number on this list by a country mile. Now, some of that is a brand new model still waiting for the world to notice it, so the deep discounts may take time to appear. But whichever way you read it, the number is the story. Nothing else on this list is even close to 4 years of standing inventory. It is the perfect symbol of where the 2026 market has landed. You can build a genuinely clever, well-made, forward-thinking car, and if it wears a badge people do not recognize, at a price they cannot ignore, in a segment already stuffed with rivals, it will sit almost completely still while the world drives past. Great engineering does not sell a car anymore. The right price and a familiar name do, and the Polestar 4 is missing both. So step back and look at the whole lot. The thread connecting all 7 is not that they are bad cars. Most of them are perfectly good. It is that the 2026 market has run out of patience for anything priced too high, badged too unfamiliar, or launched into a segment that is already drowning in choice. Prices near record highs collided with cautious, budget-squeezed buyers, and 3 forces sorted the winners from the strays: an unfamiliar or unloved badge, a price that ignored the value next door, and a segment already drowning in better-known choices. The models guilty of all 3 are the ones left rotting while the interest meter runs. Electric vehicles show up again and again because the EV rush cooled just as the lots filled, but the pattern is bigger than any one technology. For you, that is not a sad story. It is a map. Every long day supply number is a dealer under pressure and a deal you can go claim. So do the homework the crowd will not. Look up how long a model has actually been sitting before you ever walk in. Ask specifically about units that have been in stock the longest, because the oldest car on the lot is the one costing them the most to keep. Walk in knowing the vehicle has been a liability on their books for months. Stay calm, and let that quiet desperation do the negotiating for you. Never fall in love out loud, and never let them think you have nowhere else to go. The cars nobody wants are, very often, the cars smart buyers quietly steal, because a car sitting unsold is not proof it is bad. Only proof that everyone else was too impatient, too brand blind, or too uninformed to make the dealer an offer. You do not have to be. Tell me in the comments which of these 7 surprised you most, and which one you would actually buy at the right discount. And if you want the flip side, the cars that are secretly worth every penny, there are 2 more videos waiting on your screen right now. Tap in, and I will see you there.